Good morning, this is Dave with Saving Our Sanctuary. I'm in the shade garden now. If you've watched our Clearing a Path to the Shade Garden, or if you haven't, go ahead and check that out. It's a little long, but it's got some cool stuff on it. You would have seen that we uncovered this in our first run at trying to get into this shade garden after the hurricane. I'm just going to go over some of the plants that we're uncovering and the ones we've identified so far. Obviously we know what plants were in here, but it's a 20-year garden. So let's start. This guy we're focusing on right now is a Jacqueline's bromeliad. I'm sorry, I said that completely wrong. It's a begonia. It's a Jacqueline's begonia. Over here is a blushing bromeliad, or I forget what it is. It's a Neoregalis bromeliad, and then of course down here, and I think I'm going to use the sun at this point, is our purple hearts, Tradescantias. If it can get to that, Tradescantia. I think it's Pallida, something like that. Going back, another one of our Jacqueline's begonias. By the way, these guys were believed not to be able to grow here, and they just love it. Been 20 years running. Okay, over here is a Neoregalis. I think it's a Farinosa. It actually doesn't have a real specific common name. It's just called a bromeliad. And of course, we have a whole stand of them back here that we're uncovering. And of course we have all the other guys who are out here who are the invasives that we're taking care of, but I'm going to focus on the ones we want in the end, our goals. This right here is a coffee plant. It's a Florida coffee. It makes great tea if you steep the berries or beans. This one's getting ready to flower and great beans, but oftentimes we usually leave it for the birds because the birds love those. They eat them. Okay, now let's go a little bit further up. I'm going to come to my favorite, and we may not be able to get a lot going on it, but it's my whole goal of this garden. The whole garden on this side rotates around this, and that's our lace leaf anthurium. And so it does have a couple of blooms of pollen stalks or stalks, I'm not sure. And so it's a beautiful, beautiful plant. I don't know the technical term. I know it's anthurium skull, and it's like about 20 syllables. But down below, when you look down below, you'll see other things in here that have been overrun, and that may be an air plant, but it's more likely a bromeliad. You can see them back here. Yeah, it's being starved. It's a bromie. It's right in the middle. Right in the middle, it usually catches water and stuff. Okay, so that's the one we're going to be We're going to be exposing in the near future. So let's get back outside that. This is a gorgeous morning to do this. Okay, our next guy is our plumeria. It's our Hawaiian plumeria. And in this, they're already starting to leaf out. They have 4 stalks that are all, even that one looks like it's leafing out. Its biggest problem is it didn't have enough sun here, and it would pretty much die back and struggle to do leaves every season. But now we've got more sun than anyone could possibly hope for, because a lot of trees got cleared out in this area, as you can see. And so I'm looking forward to its flowers this year. Right below it is an air plant. This is a West Indian tufted air plant. Looks very much like a bromeliad. And then next to it is a Neoregale, commonly known as a bromeliad. Okay, you can see there's quite a bit of that here. Okay, we're way in the sun now. All right, I'm going to back out of it. Okay, what else do we have? Well, we have another coffee plant sitting right here. Most of this stuff is invasive. I'm going to walk off to one of the entrances into this garden, and it's all pretty messed up at this point. But this is one area I'm really going to be hitting for recovery too, along with everything else. And you can see we have wild grapes here, but we also have, I think this is a Thunbergia. And Thunbergia, they have these really cool violet white blooms. If I see one, I'll show you. This used to be a walkway, but as you can see under here, we have a huge bromeliad, actually a whole colony now. And this guy right here is a variegated Mayo, which I am going to remove because this whole stand is Mayos. I'm actually going to bring that into our nursery, and a lot of it's fallen down since the hurricane. And you see we had some destruction here, but didn't get killed here. So that's what we have in our pergolas, which are pretty cool when they're usable, but haven't been used for about 2 years now since the hurricane. This thing grew. So it's weird how if you're not on it, it just grows in almost immediately in this area. Okay, let's go see what else we have out here. Looking for good things. All this, trees and stuff, I've only gone through this a couple times these last couple days, mostly for filming this. Not sure what the, whoa. Another coffee here. I just went through a bunch of wild hibiscus, which this is a wild hibiscus. It latches on you, and I know I already got pickies all over me. But not clean. Birds of paradise are coming back. There used to be a whole wall of birds of paradise. So you see the tree branches have broken off. They're still here. I'm doing all the heavy lifting myself right now, so a lot of this stuff is going to take time. I just have to be patient. But yeah, here we are, birds of paradise. Now, something that I am seeing in here that I expected to survive because they're pretty resilient are these guys. Which are, if I can get in there, that's an orchid. It's a ground orchid. We've got, I can see a few of them in here. Well, actually I see another type in there too now that I look. Let's see if we can get some of this out of here. All right, we got two orchids side by side. Well, you've got two orchids side by side. Some of these things you guys will have seen before. That's a lady slipper. Okay, that is a root to a ground orchid. And there's your ground orchid right here. So we got a lot to look forward to in this area. Going forward through the mess, we get to, and I can't think of what this is called. It's a euphorbia. I think it's a slipper euphorbia, I believe. It's a slipper flower. Okay. Yeah. And we have a few of those. We have a native Florida palm here. Cannot remember the name. It's the most common palm out there. But of course we let those go. Natives go first. course, some more euphorbia, slipper flowers. And then here we have a, what's it called? It's a furry feather Alcathea, something like that. And another plant I never can remember, which you've seen. I've got a few of them so far. But as we look at all the destruction, we start to find other things out here. And up in these trees the other day, this tree branch that that's been having all these plants come up, which are tiswood, by the way, which have to be removed. We have passion flowers. And this is a Florida native that fruits. And the passion fruit is edible. Okay, so they're not blooming right now, but another hour or so you probably see them. So there's your passion fruit. So along this way, every time you look at these fields here of leatherback ferns, if you walk into them and you're careful where you're stepping, you start to see things that are underneath them. And right now, as I look, I can see both invasives, things I'm removing, like this guy right here. But look what I'm removing it from. It's a bromeliad. It's a bromeliad that, oh man, very spiky, by the way. Will draw blood. But that's a bromeliad. I'm not sure which type, but it definitely, we have a stand of them here. We have a lot of that, but it's all hidden underneath these guys. And you can see more over there. Which, by the way, is one of the reasons why I wear gloves when I'm weeding. Around here, you could get bit without even trying. All right, what else do we have here? Well, we have a whole stand here of coffee plants. And I think we're actually going to take these out and repot some of them and put them in the nursery. Oh, yes. Yeah, one of my favorite leafed plants is right here. Is the variegated croton, which is really hard to see in the sun right now on the camera. For me, actually, let's do this. Very pretty. We have a lot of these guys. So this is our shade garden. Just on an overview, as far as its size and scope, it's about a 1/4 acre garden. Out of that, about 3/16. Well, out of that, about 50 to 60% is actual garden. This area in here is 1/8 of an acre, the area with all our wonderful plants. Paths and stuff take about maybe 1/16 of the acre if we put that together. And as we clear it out, you'll start to see that this thing will start to shine up. And the last thing I wanted to look at is these guys right here. These are anthuriums. These are anthuriums. They freeze back if you have cold spells, and are really difficult to restart if it's a really sustained cold spell. We had a couple of those about 18 years ago. Since then we haven't. We've actually built wind barriers and stuff around our gardens. You see there's those hills, so wind barriers. We figured out how to do it and created microclimate in here. Yeah, It's a gorgeous morning. I hope you've enjoyed this. Dave, this is Saving Our Sanctuary. Check back a lot. If you like it, give us a like. Comment. I answer, so far I'm at 100% on my comments. And subscribe. I'm Dave. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I am out.